Hi everybody and welcome to the just a short workshop on the shoulder clinic. So I just want us to think about our shoulders and how they feel. Do they feel that how they used to feel, or as we're getting older they feel more stiff and we don't have the range of movement? So in the Pilates classes we tend to do sort of shoulder circles, and then I increase the range of movement and we get bigger. And I ask you how it feels as you then extend the whole arm. Okay. And in the Pilates classes, a lot of people will come to me with issues in their shoulders, and a lot of the time they're not diagnosed, and it's so important that you go to the doctor and then refers you onto a physio or osteopath and you get the right diagnosis, because that can trigger the type of rehabilitation exercises that we can give you as Pilates instructors. So shoulder mobility, shoulder issues come in two forms, and it can be in a primary form, which is suddenly you just get this pain. There's an onset, nothing has happened, you just get this pain in your shoulders. Or it can be secondary, where you have had an injury, so you have been maybe lifting weights, or it's overuse or repetition using, especially if you're right-handed, you may find that your lack of mobility and pain is on the right side. So what I want to talk to you about is a condition called frozen shoulder, and you may have heard of this. It is more common in women and more common in the ages between 40 and 60. So the different phases of the frozen shoulder. Okay, so we start with one, and the first one is in the freezing stage, and the freezing stage can last up to 9 months, and this leaves your shoulders very stiff, hardly any range of movement, and to the point where you can't lie on it either when you're sleeping, and to raise it above your head, even this high, can be really difficult. So you may need to assist. Yeah, so you may need to take the good arm up to help the bad arm. Okay, so that would be probably about up to 9 months into the freezing stage. Now the frozen stage can last for anything between 3 months and up to a year. So at that stage you've got a bigger range of movement. Okay, so you would then look on you would then look about strength and flexibility, and some of the strengthening exercises that I'm going to suggest in a moment is when you're in the frozen stage. Okay, so you haven't got when you're in the freezing stage, you're into this area, you're going to hardly lift your arm, but when you're in the frozen stage, that's when we can start to build on exercises. And some of the exercises could be just something like you could take a mini ball and you could place it behind and just lifting up. So I'm taking a retraction through, yeah? Lifting up and lowering. So strengthening through the rotator cuff muscles. Now this can be done standing, or you can lie down. Okay, so you could lie down on your tummies in prone position and lift and lower. Another lovely exercise that I really like is in the VW. So turning your thumbs just behind you. Yeah, if I show you just there, just turning your thumbs behind you and then coming down, drawing through into the V and W, yeah? So V and then down into W. And again, so up into V and then down into W. And then another one we can do is into the square arms. So square, pull back, yeah, so shoulder retraction. So what I'm doing is strengthening the rotator cuff muscles. So 4 muscles that support the shoulder girdle. So we need to look at strengthening each of them. That means an exercise, we take the arms down. That needs an exercise that we're doing flexion, extension, abduction, adduction and rotation. Okay. Another exercise, which is really good for the shoulders in your frozen stage, is where you walk up the wall. Yeah, so I just walk up the wall with bad arm, up the wall facing the wall, or sideways, walking the wall up and down. Okay, and there. And another exercise that we can do is the Dumbwaiter. So you can take your weight and just tuck it into the elbow into the side of your body and just open out and through. So at the stage you went into frozen, you may not even be able to use a weight. It may be where you're just able to open and close without the weight. Yeah, so this depends on where you are in that frozen section. Okay, one more. And then open and through. Okay, and then from there. And then the last one into the thawing stage. And this can last anything between 5 months and up to 2 years. And in that stage, this is when you're really building on your flexibility and your strength. So all the exercises I showed you earlier, and another one into toy soldier. So toy soldier, where you're taking your arm up into a square. In the frozen stage, you may only be able to take your arms down, through and up without the weight. But as you come into the thawing stage, then you can add in a little bit of weight, a little bit of resistance. But it depends entirely on yourself. Okay, and then just one more. So round and through. If I show you sideways, toy soldier. Elbow in line with the shoulder, and then come down and lift up. Okay. So those are some exercises just to think about if you have the shoulder issues. So it's very much about getting the diagnosis, the correct diagnosis, and then being prescribed exercises by your physiotherapist or osteopath, and then I can then work with you in the classes, able to help and assist you in some of those exercises. Okay, I hope you found that helpful today, and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.